Hey guys, it's Elan and Eric here from Sleekgeek, and today we're going to chat to you about the very important topic of how you can best prepare for your 8-week challenge specifically. I know Eric's got some strong opinions on this one, and we're just going to try and give you a few tips and pointers so that you can hit the ground running and get the best start, because 8 weeks is not a long period of time, and so we want you to be able to make the most of it. I mean, I know, Eric, you feel quite strongly about people not binging the weekend before the challenge.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to dive straight into that idea.
Yeah, sure. I mean, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they, leading up to the challenge, they're like, okay, you know what, I'm saving all my progress for these 8 weeks, so therefore I'm going to stop what I'm doing, I'm going to stop eating healthily, I'm going to stop going to gym, and, one, just not make any progress because that's progress I could be making later.
Yeah.
And two, enjoy all the things I'm not going to be able to enjoy when the challenge stops. Going from like a scarcity mindset, like deprivation. So, the weekend before, even the whole week before, they're like, I'm going to eat whatever I want, whatever I'm craving,
get out of the system.
Exactly.
Like I'm never going to have this again ever.
For the next 8 weeks. But the problem with that is that these have long-lasting effects in your body. Your body doesn't just reset at 7 a.m. on Monday morning and be like, okay, cool, I'm in challenge mode.
Yeah.
No, if you had a massive binge the weekend before or the day before, that's gonna affect you for the next day, the next 2 days, the next weeks. Your body's gonna feel, what am I doing with all this extra calories? Like, it doesn't work on a 24-hour cycle. It works on weekly and monthly cycles. And it affects your cravings and things you're making making it harder.
The more sugar you want, the more sugar
you're making it harder for yourself. Exactly. I mean, you can either go into the challenge and be calm and composed and you know what, a salad actually doesn't taste that bad. The more you eat something, the better it actually tastes.
I also think some people think that if they just eat a ton before the challenge, they'll obviously way more and have a better chance.
It has more to lose. Yeah.
I agree with your standpoint that I think a person should almost build up to being challenge ready. Because it's that whole analogy, a vehicle can't go from 0 to 100 in 1 second.
Yeah.
I found, I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever embarked on a healthy lifestyle, it takes a bit of trial and error.
Yeah.
You suddenly realize, hang on a second, I don't have the right things in my cupboard.
You don't get it perfect the first time.
Or you suddenly realize, geez, I thought I could make the gym at this time, but I can't. I found that each time that I get back into a healthy lifestyle, even if I've taken a break over the holidays,
something's different.
It takes me a week or so just to find my feet.
Yeah.
Also, you can't start lifting heavy in week 1. You get back, you got to start off gently.
Yeah.
You can't hit it.
That's for sure.
On day 1. And so I think easing into it is a good strategy.
Yeah, I like it. You're kind of building that momentum up so that, it doesn't do fast. It can be just rolling a little bit. But then when day 1 comes, you can actually just put foot.
Yeah.
And there's no wheel spinning, that kind of thing.
And I think from a planning prep point of view, you want to know what's going to happen in week 1, what's in day 1. We often talk to our coaching clients about, before you're going to go to gym, you've actually got to know ahead of time, what time are you going to make? When are you going to go? So everyone who's doing this challenge, I assume, is in jobs or has work, has kids to deal with. You've got to kind of know when you get to day 1. You can't get to day 1 and go, and now start figuring things out. Because then you're a week down. You've got to know when you get to day 1. Okay, over this challenge, I've got these work projects coming up. This is, I think, when I can best work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday at this time. Or the same thing, you can't get to day 1 and suddenly realize that you don't have the right foods in your fridge and in your cupboard.
Yeah. Optimize your environment.
Exactly. We often talk about, I've got a clean home policy where I don't keep any junk in my house.
Yeah,
so you get to day 1, you should have already not eaten it all, maybe given to charity, but you should have taken care of that situation. So you need to figure out what environment do you need to create, and you've almost got to create that before the challenge starts. Not be scrambling on day 1.
Yeah.
Also, plan selection.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a wide selection of eating and training plans in the vault for all different varieties, whether you're training at gym, at home, whether you want to try a paleo, a banting, whatever lifestyle it is.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's almost impossible for us to say on this video what is the best plan for you. And it's even harder for us to say, to try and pre-qualify you. At the end of the day, we can't know what the perfect plan for you is.
To be honest, those plans aren't perfect to begin with. I mean, exactly. You could take that plan and customize it to your life. There are guidelines on how you can customize those plans and make it fit exactly what you need it to do.
But I think the thing is to take a plan and actually do it well and do it consistently.
Yes.
So, instead of dithering around in that kind of mindset of what plan should I use, pick the one that speaks to you. Pick the one that you think is going to be the one that you can do the easiest and the most consistently, and go and prepare for it and do that consistently.
So you mentioned consistency, and consistency is related to your habits.
Yeah.
And what you do automatically, what you do easily. And starting a new gym plan or a new diet is actually pretty difficult. I mean, exciting, but it's difficult.
Exactly.
And
it's something you haven't done
It's
before.
something you've got to develop. It's a skill of going to the gym, scheduling the time, recovering, going to bed early enough, eating the right food.
Yeah.
There's so many different things that you've actually got to develop the habit for, and that takes time. It's not gonna, it'll happen by week four. By week 4, you'll be in that habit.
Sure.
But if you're smart, you can get into that habit by week 2 or week 3.
I mean, if you're not a seasoned gym goer, and you look at a plan, a gym-based plan, which you think would be quite good for you, go to the gym the week before.
Try it out.
And walk through the exercises. Check out what it actually is.
Maybe your gym doesn't have some of those exercises in the machine.
Exactly. Like maybe try and simulate it. Do it. Like be prepared. Don't find out on day one, I can't even do this plan in my gym. It's on you guys. You've got to take some responsibility.
Yeah.
The other cool thing that I would say about prepping for the challenge is, tell your family, tell your friends what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like put it out there in the universe.
Support.
Get the support. We provide a lot of support. We've got a support group. We've got our experts. We've got, you can join teams. There's lots of different modes.
Partner up, you can buddy up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So right now, before you even sign up for the challenge, or when you sign up, start thinking about, is my husband or my wife going to do this with me, or my boyfriend or my girlfriend? Are they one of my friends in my circle who really needs to go on a health journey? And can I enroll them to come and join me?
That's
we can do this together.
I mean, if you think about the difference of having your whole office eating junk food around you versus your whole office supporting you and comparing their healthy meals and workouts, that can make the world of a difference on your journey, because the people around you, they influence you to a huge extent.
Absolutely.
And it's night and day whether you've got a good friend or a family member or colleague that's there to support you or not. And that's up to you.
The couples challenge, I mean, I don't know if you're aware, but we've got a couples challenge where you actually get a 200 Rand discount if you enter as a couple.
Yeah.
And the reason why we did that is because I believe passionately and very strongly that it's always harder to succeed when you have obstacles. And there's nothing worse than having obstacles in your own home.
Yeah.
Now, imagine that everyone at home is on the same page. It is very difficult to try and make good choices when your partner is doing the absolute opposite.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to cook 2 meals. You shouldn't have to negotiate about what's allowed in the house. So if you do this together with your partner, for the health and the benefit of your relationship and for both of you, I think that's like a win-win situation.
And it doesn't happen overnight. Like, maybe you and your partner, or you and your best friend, or you and your parents won't ever eat exactly the same or have the exact same goals. But you can help them understand what you want to do and communicate with them how they can be supporting you on this journey. And that won't happen overnight. That won't happen by Monday of week 1. That takes time to develop and to communicate.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, those are some of the tips that we'd like to give you. There might be some things that you can think of that we didn't think about. So what I'm just trying to say to you is get thinking, take a piece of paper, take a pen. In preparation for the challenge, make a little list of things that you think that you could do to be ready and prepared. We'll see you at the start line, ready and prepared.
Cheers.
Cheers.